Over the next few videos, I'm going to be talking about something I rarely talk about on this channel, which is funny considering I started out as a VA and I own a VA agency, but it is all about outsourcing to virtual assistants. As a therapist in private practice, your primary focus is your client and helping them out in their sessions and things like that. However, the reality is that you're often burdened with private practice admin, the management, and repetitive admin tasks that consume a big part of your time and energy. So if you are feeling like your private practice admin is taking over your life and you are working at hours you don't want to be working, this video is going to be for you. In the first of my private practice virtual assistant series, I am going to be talking about how you can work out what you can outsource to your virtual assistant. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim. I help therapists in private practice get online, get confident with admin, and reduce tech overwhelm. Okay, so when you've decided that your private practice admin is becoming overwhelming, the first thing you need to do is assess your workload. And that is what I'm talking about in today's video. If you don't know what you do on a weekly or monthly basis, how do you know what you need to outsource? Now, I'm going to talk you through two different ways that you can do this. The first way is by just writing things down on a piece of paper. So all you need to do is, as you are doing the task, I would suggest doing this over at least a week, but you might want to do it over a month because some tasks are monthly, whereas some tasks are weekly. So all you're going to do is write down the tasks that you're doing, the time you started and the time you finish. What I would also suggest is adding on how you felt about that task. So were you drained by doing it? Did you dread it? Did you put it off? Or was it something you actually really enjoyed doing and it's something that brings you joy to do for your practice? Now, the second way that you can assess your workload and complete your list of tasks is to use an app called Clockify. So we're now going to jump into my computer and I'm going to show you how to set up a free Clockify account so that you can easily start recording all of your tasks. And then you can run a report at the end of the month so you can easily see what you've been working on and how long that's taken you. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is just head to clockify.me. I will leave the link in the description. And if you haven't used it before, just go to sign up and you can either just choose an email and password or you can continue with Google. Once you signed up, you will be taken to the main part of Clockify. So here is where you can start recording your tasks and start clocking your time. What I would first recommend is just head to the client section and just add yourself as a client. So I'm just going to click on, I'm just going to type Kim and click add. Then head to projects and here you can start breaking down the different types of tasks that you do. So if you go to create new project, enter the project name. So this one might be invoicing, for example. The client as Kim, and then you can choose a color for that. So this one's fine and click create. Then you might want a new one and this one could be inbox management. Select the client and click create. If you don't know what types of tasks you do, then you can come back to this later and you can add projects on whenever you want. And I'm going to show you how this is useful in a minute. So add on all of the different projects that you have with regards to your practice admin. Once you have all of your projects, you can head back to the time tracker and then all you need to do is type what it is you're doing as an overall feature. So let's say that you are just about to head into your inbox and you're going to deal with your emails. So you could just call that inbox management or emails, whatever it is that you want to call it. Then select the project. So this is going to be inbox management and literally just click start and it's going to start counting. Head to your inbox, do all of your work. Once you have finished with your emails, just click stop and it's going to record that you've done that. So I'm just going to, you can manually change times as well. So if you've forgotten to hit start, if you've forgotten to record something, you can manually enter something and you can amend the time as well. So I'm just going to say that I've done this for about 20 minutes. I'm just going to say that we started at 10:04. and it's going to amend the time to 20 minutes. If I had forgotten that I'd done something in the morning, so let's say that I typed up all of my session notes first thing this morning, you can add on here session notes, select the client admin or notes project, and then if you click on these dots here, you can enter the time you started. So I'm going to say I started that at 9:15 and I finished that at, let's say, 10 o'clock. I did that for 45 minutes. So you can see now how it starts building up all of the tasks that you have completed. So you can also decide whether you want to clock your session times and things like that, but it's more important here that we're looking for things that you can outsource, and obviously you cannot outsource your client work. Once you have recorded that for the whole week or the whole month, you can then head to your report section, and here is where it's really good to have broken things down into projects, because you can actually filter for the projects. So up here you can decide what you want to see. So I'm going to have a look at the work I've done this week, but you can also select last week, you can select last month, or you can select your own dates up here. Then what you can do is you can apply different filters. So we are just using projects. So I want to see how much I have done on my inbox management. So you can tick your inbox management, click apply filter, and it's going to pull up a report to say you have done 20 minutes work on your inbox management this week. And obviously, as you record more and more times that you are working on your inbox, it will pull up more data for you, and you can have a look at that as a summary or as detailed. So here it will give you a list of all the times that you have worked on your emails. So that can be really good for you to see what you have done. Like I was saying before, when you wanted to have a look at all the tasks that you've done, you can click on export here and you can save it as a PDF or as an Excel document. I'll just show you how that looks. So let me untick the project so that it does both the projects that we have. And if I want to export that as a PDF, just show you what that looks like. You can see here, obviously, if this had more dates, that would have a bigger range there. And you can also see, based on percentages, how long you have worked on each task throughout the week. And then it's also broken down by description as well. So I try and leave the descriptions the same as much as possible so that it makes sense, because you might do emails one day and then you decide it's inbox management and then you decide it's replying to clients or something. So as you write different descriptions, that's why we want to keep these projects so that you are grouping them appropriately. You can also use tags as well. So if you head to the tag section, you can select any kind of tag that you want. So maybe with your tags, you want to record how you were feeling whilst you were doing the task. So we could add a scale. You could add 1 to 5. So 1, you were feeling pretty low about doing this task, and 5, you were really happy and really wanted to be doing this task. So I will just add these on here. So now I have my scale of how I was feeling about the task. And then when you go to your time tracker, you can then add your tags as you are recording your task or retrospectively. So here on the session notes, I was feeling quite good. It was first thing in the morning. And then I got to my emails and something happened in my emails that made me annoyed. So I am now on a break. So you can record your tags too. Back in the report section, you can also filter for tags as well. So for example, you could filter for the inbox management, and you can also filter to show me all the times that I was not happy about that. Or when you click on apply filter and you look at the detail section, you can get a feel for how you felt about those tasks. So you can see, okay, I had a lot of 3s or a lot of 2s, or you had a lot of 5s, you really enjoyed this task. So it's just something to help you visually see how you were feeling whilst you were doing these tasks. Just to show you that one more time, how you record things that you are working on. So let's say now I'm just about to start doing my invoicing for the week. So I'm going to type in invoicing. As you can see there, it recognizes things that you've done before. So it is really good to try and keep those the same. However, if you change the way that you label something, as long as you use the projects correctly, it will be able to pull up the data. So I'm going to do my invoicing now. I'm going to select invoicing. I'm not going to tag it yet because I'm going to tag it retrospectively once I finish doing the task. And then you just click start. So now you can just click on whatever it is that you need to do. Just leave this running in the background. Even if you turn it off, so let's say you X'd out of Clockify, it would still record the time. Okay, so I'm now on Excel. I'm now going to do my invoicing. I'm going to type in all of my data. And if I head back, you can see that the clock is still running. If I X out of this for any reason, when I go back in, it will still be running as well. So once you finish, all you need to do is hit stop, and then you can start on something else. So that is how you would record your time and how you can really get a great overview of what it is you're working on, how much time each different project, each different type of task is taking you, and how you can really start looking at your private practice admin. Once you have all of that data, whether you just have it on pieces of paper or you've done it on Clockify, you now know all of the tasks that need to be completed in your private practice on a weekly or monthly basis. What I now want you to do is take one A4 sheet of paper, and you're going to ask yourself 4 questions, and you're going to answer those questions with a list of tasks. So the first question is, what tasks did you not enjoy doing? List them all down. The next question is, what tasks took you a really long time? List all those tasks down. The third question, what tasks were you not good at? List all those tasks down. And finally, what tasks were repetitive? So what tasks did you have to do every day or every week, or you know it's going to be once a month? So list all those tasks down too. And then what I want you to do is just take a highlighter and highlight any of those tasks that are in more than 2 columns. And you now have your list of tasks that you can outsource to a virtual assistant. It's really important when you are in business and when you are a solopreneur that you recognize your own strengths and weaknesses. There are things that I'm really good at and do really well in my business. And then there are things I just don't enjoy, I'm not that good at, or they don't interest me, and therefore I put them off for a really long time. There's also stuff that is really repetitive, and I know myself that I get really bored with repetitive tasks. I hate doing the same thing all the time. As an entrepreneur, I love creating new things and doing new challenges all the time. And that is one of my strengths, but it's also one of my weaknesses, because when I own a business, there are a lot of tasks that are repetitive. So those things are what I have outsourced to somebody else, because I know that they enjoy doing that and they'll do a really good job, whereas I will keep putting it off. I will do it probably badly because I'm rushing it and things like that. And that's what you need to think about in your practice as well. You don't want another you, and obviously you wouldn't hire another therapist to do your admin necessarily. But what you want to find is somebody who really enjoys and loves the work that you do not like doing. So now, when you are starting to look for a virtual assistant, you know exactly what tasks you are going to outsource to them. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be telling you more about how to work with virtual assistants, how to find virtual assistants. So make sure that you are subscribed so that you get notifications when new videos come out. Thanks so much for watching.